Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Young here and welcome to a Metal Gear Solid 5 news update. Recently, Hideo Kojima participated in an hour-long live interview on Twitch hosted by Jeff Keighley, during which he answered a couple of fan questions. Now, I am not going to talk about every bit of information revealed throughout that hour. Instead, I'll just be talking about new and significant information. The first bit of interesting new info came about when a fan asked via Twitter whether Metal Gear Solid 5 would feature multiple endings like Metal Gear Solid 1. Those who played the first game may remember that there are two possible endings depending on whether players resist or give in to the torture. When asked whether something similar would be incorporated in Metal Gear Solid 5, Kojima emphasized that with the Phantom Pain he wants to tell a very specific story, so he doesn't want to incorporate any significantly different multiple endings or complex branching paths to detract from that. However, players will have a lot of flexibility in terms of how they experience the story, depending on how they tackle missions and in what order, and how they piece the story together from these episodic missions. Next, another interesting question was whether Camp Omega will be revisited in the Phantom Pain. Kojima replied by saying that while this could change in the future, the current plan is for Camp Omega to be accessible only on Ground Zeroes. It was also during his reply to this question that he vaguely hinted about doing something in Metal Gear Solid 5 that has never been done in the game industry. That's pretty much all he said about the matter, saying that he can't talk too much about it yet, and that he'll hopefully surprise a lot of people with this unique thing once it's revealed. I have no earthly idea what this unique something could be, but if you have any guesses, be sure to let our nation know in the comments below. Moving on, Kojima was asked by another fan whether Snake will return for the next Super Smash Bros. Game. I actually made a separate video about this already, so be sure to watch that if you haven't done so yet. But the basic answer is that while he is very much open to the idea, it is highly unlikely since Sakurai, the creator of Super Smash Bros., hasn't approached him about it. Kojima even jokingly stated that if Sakurai is watching this, to please use Snake for the game. So the answer isn't necessarily a flat-out no, and the idea is still out there, but based on the current circumstances, chances aren't good. Unfortunate, but not unexpected, considering how little support Kojima has been showing for Nintendo platforms. Anyways, another fan question asked when we can expect to hear about Metal Gear Online. Unfortunately, all Kojima had to say was that since this is a feature that will be included with the Phantom Pain, he is currently keeping any information on Metal Gear Online a secret, and that he'll talk more about it in the future as the Phantom Pain comes closer to completion. He did reiterate that Metal Gear Online is being developed by the new Kojima Productions LA studio alongside the original Metal Gear Online team, meaning Kojima can focus on the single-player experience. Now here's where things get a bit juicier. One fan submitted a question asking whether Kojima has any plans to remake MSX's Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2 using the Fox engine. Kojima stated that he would certainly like to remake the games. According to Kojima, Metal Gear Solid 5's story will complete the cycle of the Metal Gear lore and bridge the gap between Big Boss Saga and Solid Snake Saga, so remaking the original MSX games would be ideal since it would allow him to correct story discrepancies and ensure that the franchise has all the proper connections to really bring the franchise full circle. But unfortunately, Kojima Productions doesn't currently have the manpower to undertake such a project, especially in the midst of development on the Phantom Pain. So currently, a remake of Metal Gear 1 and 2 is not being planned. Regardless, I'm just glad that Kojima is so open to the idea. Something else that Kojima discussed was Zone of the Enders 3. Kojima actually tried to create it a few years ago, but conflicting ideas and development issues forced him to postpone the project for a later time. Perhaps Kojima will resume the project once he's finished with the Phantom Pain. Can you imagine a Zone of the Enders game created using the Fox engine? Yeah. Another very good fan question was whether Portable Ops is considered canon. The simple version of Kojima's answer is yes, the core story of Portable Ops is definitely considered canon. However, Kojima did note that because he didn't write the story himself, there are various discrepancies when you look at the small details. In other words, Kojima considers the core story of Portable Ops canon, but certain minor details and discrepancies are not. Finally, a fan asked whether Ground Zeroes would receive additional downloadable content to help gamers wait for the Phantom Pain. Kojima replied that while he would love to do that, making downloadable content for Ground Zeroes would mean delaying the Phantom Pain, so he decided to go against that. And there you have it, folks, all the important bits of information from Kojima's live interview. Be sure to let our nation know in the comments below your thoughts on some of these new information, and also look forward to a walkthrough of Ground Zeroes on my second channel, Young Plays, as well as a review right here on Young Yeah. And to be further updated on Metal Gear Solid 5, be sure to join the nation and subscribe to Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much, and Young out!